That's what I got. I got a colon cleanse
I told certain niggas
tomorrow. They said that would be like, basically they would be emptying 15 pounds.
The internet didn't just wake up, it detonated. One small update about Chrisean Rock turned the entire timeline into a meltdown hotter than a Zeus reunion fight. All she did was go to a doctor's appointment, alone. No baby junior, no stroller, no diaper bag, just Chrisean walking into a clinic. And somehow that single moment launched a digital world war. Twitter threads popped up like wildfire, TikTok detectives clocked in for unpaid overtime, and Instagram comments shifted into courtroom mode with no judge, no order, and definitely no chill. Because the internet loves a storyline, and today it got one served on a platinum platter. People weren't just talking, they were analyzing, speculating, and dramatizing like they were auditioning for a Netflix true crime documentary. Fans were shouting, "Why can she take herself, but not her own baby?" Critics were typing paragraphs so long they looked like college essays, and the messy side of the internet. Oh, they were cooking, stirring the pot harder than a chef on a cooking show finale. But here's where it gets chaotic. This moment didn't happen in a vacuum. It dropped right in the middle of the loudest, messiest chapter of the Chrisean Rock versus Blueface parenting saga, the paternity debates, the custody drama, the livestream arguments, the subliminals, the tweets, the emotional breakdowns. With all that history simmering in the background, the second people noticed she went to the doctor without baby Junior, the internet collectively screamed, "Oh, this is about to get messy." And then the theories started spreading faster than the truth ever could. Some said she was avoiding a confrontation. Others said she was prioritizing self-care. A few insisted something deeper was happening behind the scenes. Suddenly, one doctor's visit turned into a plot twist, a cliffhanger, and a viral storm all at once. To understand why the internet erupted like a volcano over a simple doctor's visit, we have to rewind this entire saga back to the core of what makes anything involving Chrisean Rock so explosive: context. Because nothing she does exists quietly, nothing goes unnoticed. Her entire life has been turned into a public spectacle, willingly or not, and every move she makes becomes a storyline the world feels entitled to dissect. So when she walked into a clinic alone, the internet didn't see a personal errand. It saw the beginning of another dramatic episode in the messy, unpredictable, non-stop series that is Chrisean Rock's reality. Ever since baby Junior entered the picture, the public has been obsessed with how Chrisean navigates motherhood. Supporters say she's overwhelmed, young, learning, and doing her best. Critics say she's reckless, inconsistent, and emotionally unstable. And the spectators, they're just here for the drama. Popcorn in hand, ready to refresh their timeline every time her name trends. The pressure on her hasn't just been heavy, it's been suffocating, amplified by Blueface's constant commentary and the chaos that follows both of them like a storm cloud no one can escape. As the months rolled by, fans watched Chrisean attempt to balance her career, her personal life, her mental health, and the never-ending spotlight. Sometimes she seemed grounded and glowing as a new mom. Other times, she appeared overwhelmed, reactive, or submerged in emotional battles. The internet took every post, livestream, and clip as proof for whatever narrative they already believed. If she smiled, she was ignoring her problems. If she cried, she was unfit. If she said nothing, she was hiding something. There was no winning, only surviving. Then came the growing tension between her and Blueface. Every tweet he posted became a weapon. Every claim he made turned into a federal debate. Every subliminal triggered another round of whose side are you on. Fans, haters, blogs, and gossip accounts analyzed their dynamic the way sports fans analyze championship plays. And through it all, baby Junior sat at the center of a narrative that kept getting louder, harsher, and more invasive by the day. Paternity debates, custody arguments, and parenting criticisms became viral content instead of private matters. So when Chrisean suddenly posted footage of herself going to a doctor's appointment alone, without baby Junior, social media didn't treat it like a neutral moment. they treated it like a leaked plot twist. They zoomed in, they screen recorded, they speculated, they drafted think pieces longer than court transcripts. In their minds, this wasn't a mom taking care of herself. It was evidence of something deeper, darker, or more dramatic going on behind the scenes. The first wave of reactions came from confused fans asking, "Where's the baby?" They weren't yelling yet. They were simply trying to understand the situation. But confusion online always turns into chaos because Twitter thrives on assumptions and TikTok thrives on dramatization. Within minutes, questions turned into accusations. And the accusations spread like wildfire across every platform in sight. TikTok. Creators started stitching the video, narrating theories with voices so dramatic they could win Oscars. Instagram gossip pages used red arrows and captions like "Let's talk about this." And on Twitter, users treated the situation like breaking news from the White House. People typed in all caps, demanded explanations, and argued with strangers like their lives depended on it. One blurry screenshot and the entire internet became a courtroom with no rules and no recess. But the wildest part, the conversation shifted from "Where is baby Jr.?" to "Why is Chrisean always causing drama?" Within minutes, people started resurfacing clips from months ago, dragging past mistakes into the present, and mixing old incidents with new assumptions. Suddenly, this doctor's visit wasn't just about today. It was about everything she'd ever done in the eyes of the public. They stitched together her emotional moments, her fights, her interviews, and her live streams into a narrative that painted her as a mother failing to prioritize her child. Meanwhile, defenders entered the chat with equal fire. They clapped back, saying mothers are allowed to take care of their own health and that baby Jr. could have been safely with a sitter, family member, or caretaking staff. They argued that self-care is still care and that the internet was reaching for scandalware. None might exist, but in the world of celebrity drama, nuance goes out the window faster than logic during a Zeus reunion fight. Then came the leaks, the alleged emails, comments, and shady captions circulating across social media. Screenshots claimed someone close to the situation confirmed baby Jr. wasn't at the appointment. Others hinted that Chrisean had been avoiding certain medical visits for the baby. Whether any of these claims were true didn't matter. The internet doesn't run on truth, it runs on momentum. And by this point, the momentum was unstoppable. As the storyline escalated, fans noticed something even more suspicious: the silence from Blueface. He didn't comment immediately. He didn't tweet. He didn't shade. And because the internet has been trained to expect chaos from him, the silence felt deafening. It felt strategic. It felt like the calm before the storm. The storm people expected him to unleash at any moment. Every minute he said nothing, the tension grew thicker. By now, debates were happening in real time like televised political arguments. Supporters argued that Chrisean was constantly being targeted no matter what she did. Critics insisted her behavior was proof she wasn't ready for motherhood. And the in-between crowd said both parents were too toxic to raise a goldfish, let alone a newborn. Every perspective clashed in comment sections that read like digital battlefields, but beneath all the noise, one undeniable truth hovered over the chaos. People weren't just reacting to the appointment, they were reacting to the pattern. Or at least the pattern they believed existed. Every conflict, every emotional breakdown, every livestream meltdown had become a piece of the puzzle in the public's perception of Chrisean as a mother. And this one appointment, this one moment of her going alone, became symbolic in the eyes of the internet, whether fairly or not. The moment the internet realized baby Jr. wasn't with Chrisean during her doctor visit, the conspiracy floodgates burst open like a WW entrance scene. TikTok detectives immediately clocked in with ring lights blazing, narrating theories like they were cracking a Marvel multiverse timeline. Suddenly, everyone had a different explanation, each more dramatic than the last. Some swore the baby was with relatives, others insisted he was with medical staff, and the chaotic crowd claimed this was proof of something darker brewing behind the scenes. Instagram gossip pages wasted zero time stirring the pot. They posted screenshots, circles, arrows, and blurry zoom-ins like they were unveiling a crime scene. Captions read things like, "So where is Baby Jr.?" Or "Let's talk about this tea." Fans treated the whole situation like episode 14 of a Zeus reunion, dragging everybody Chrisean, Blueface, their families, and even random followers who dared to defend her. Comment sections turned into open McNights filled with shade, sarcasm, and unsolicited parenting advice. And of course, the memes rolled in faster than logic. Twitter users claimed Baby Jr. had clocked out for mental health reasons. Others posted him photoshopped into vacation pictures like he had escaped the storyline. One viral meme showed him holding tiny luggage with the caption, "I'll be at grandma's if anybody needs me." The timeline was ruthless, hilarious, and chaotic. All at once, exactly the cocktail of madness the internet thrives on when a celebrity sneezes wrong. But this time, it wasn't just jokes. The conversation turned extremely personal. Fans began arguing about motherhood expectations, saying Chrisean should always take him everywhere. Even to adult medical visits, others countered that self-care is still parenting, and no mother should be shamed for taking a moment to handle her own health. These discussions got so heated you'd think the internet was debating world policy instead of a doctora. Appointment. Meanwhile, Blueface's silence continued to fuel the fire. Fans refreshed his page every 10 minutes waiting for a shady tweet that never came in, and that made the situation even worse. Social media is so used to him being messy that his silence felt like a threat. People tweeted, "This silence is louder than his usual BS," and others wrote, "He's cooking something." The suspense was cinematic, the kind of tension you get right before a villain delivers a monologue. Then celebrities started chiming in, and that's when the storyline officially went nuclear. A few influencers posted subtle comments like, "Moms deserve grace," while others threw shady quotes about responsibility and priorities. Fans immediately claimed these posts were subliminals aimed at Chrisean. Suddenly, celebrities who had nothing to do with the situation were dragged into long threads explaining themselves. You'd think Chrisean's doctor visit was a national scandal. The way the timeline was spiraling, TikTok creators escalated everything by stitching Blueface's old interviews, Chrisean's livestream meltdowns, and random moments from past drama, constructing full theses explaining why this doctor visit meant something deeper. Some creators claimed she was emotionally checked out. Others argued she was finally protecting her peace. And then there were the chaotic ones who insisted she was preparing for some secret custody battle. By now, everyone was picking sides. Comment sections looked like courtroom brawls. "She's doing her best," clashed with "She needs help," and "Blueface is the problem," clashed with "They're both messy." It was the kind of digital war where no one wins, no one stops typing, and everyone forgets they're arguing with strangers online. But the messiest twist arrived when alleged behind-the-scenes claims started circulating. Screenshots appeared claiming Chrisean had missed baby appointments in the past. TikTok narrators whispered, "Sources say he hasn't been checked lately," with eerie background music to keep viewers hooked. Whether these claims were real or fan fiction didn't matter. They spread like wildfire because the internet doesn't value truth, only vibes and drama. Then fans noticed something new. Chrisean looked unusually calm in her doctor video, peaceful, unbothered, focused on herself in a way that almost felt symbolic. This made people speculate she was emotionally detaching from the chaos surrounding her motherhood journey. Some said she looked like a woman choosing herself for the first time. Others thought she looked like she was hiding something, a secret decision, a painful truth, or the start of a major transition. People began predicting she was stepping into a new self-first era, and trust me, that theory triggered the internet. Critics argued she was abandoning responsibility. Supporters said she was finally prioritizing sanity. A few unhinged users said she was preparing to expose Blueface in an upcoming interview. And then the wildest group of all claimed she was silently building a mom comeback arc. But the tension really snapped when Blueface finally posted something, and it had nothing to do with her. It was a selfie, a gem clip, or maybe even a music promo, depending on which fan you ask, but the timeline refused to accept it wasn't shade. People dissected the caption like it was ancient scripture. They circled the emojis. They analyzed the timestamp. They compared it to her doctor post like they were scientists studying meteor impacts. Suddenly, everyone believed he was responding without responding at the same time. Chrisean's followers noticed she had liked a few inspirational quotes about strength, letting go, and being a mother through chaos. That was all the internet needed to spiral again. Screenshots flooded pages with captions like, "This is about Blueface," "This is about the baby," or "This is a signal." Theories became gospel in less than 10 minutes. By evening, the narrative had mutated into something bigger than the original incident. Now the internet believed this wasn't about a single doctor visit. It was symbolic of a deeper emotional rift, a shift in routine, or a quiet crisis nobody was talking about. Conversations expanded into parenting styles, mental health struggles, trauma, codependency, and the pressure of raising a child under a microscope. Then came the unexpected twist. Supporters began posting long emotional videos defending her. They talked about postpartum trauma, burnout, loneliness, and how overwhelming motherhood can be, especially without stable support. Their videos went viral, softened public tone, and sparked a surprising wave of empathy. For a moment, the timeline seemed to understand her humanity again. But just like all good drama arcs, the empathy didn't last long. A new leak dropped, this time claiming something about baby J's location during the appointment. The leak contradicted earlier assumptions, making fans question everything all over again. The timeline whiplash was real. People switched opinions mid-sentence. Gossip pages posted updates with dramatic music. The conversation reset itself like a rebooted TV show. And that brings us to the final question stirring the internet into a frenzy. As the dust appeared to settle, or at least shift from tornado-level chaos to heavy thunderstorm energy, the internet found itself facing a brand new emotional twist in the Chrisean saga. Because once fans stopped arguing about where baby Jr. was, they started asking a much deeper, heavier question. What does this moment say about Chrisean herself? Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just about a doctor visit. It was about a mother under pressure, a woman unraveling and rebuilding at the same time, and a public figure trapped inside a storyline she didn't ask for. And that's when something unexpected happened. The internet got quiet, not peaceful quiet, but that eerie stillness right before a season finale twist drops. Fans who had spent hours arguing suddenly began posting reflective threads. TikTok creators switched from gossip tone to concern tone, analyzing her recent behavior with empathy instead of shade. Even critics softened, writing things like, "She looks tired," or "She's going through something real." For the first time in months, people weren't just watching Chrisean, they were feeling for her. But with empathy came curiosity, and curiosity, in the world of celebrity drama, always morphs into speculation. People began piecing together the past few weeks of Chrisean's posts, live streams, and emotional outbursts. Some fans noticed she had been withdrawing, not emotionally chaotic, just quieter, less reactive, more internal. Others pointed out how often she posted quotes about healing, letting go, or fighting silent battles. These breadcrumbs ignited theories that Chrisean was facing a private emotional storm behind the scenes. Then came the whispers, alleged insiders claiming major changes were happening in her personal life. Some said she was distancing herself from certain people. Others swore she was preparing for legal action to protect baby Jr. A few went as far as saying she had reached a breaking point emotionally and was choosing herself. For the first time in a long time, whether any of these claims were true didn't matter. The possibility alone fueled another wave of viral speculation. And while the internet dissected rumors, a bigger narrative began forming. Was Chrisean transitioning into a new chapter? Or was she falling apart one moment at a time? Fans couldn't tell, and that uncertainty was the engine driving the drama. Everyone felt something shifting, but no one could pinpoint what it was. And in celebrity culture, emotional ambiguity is the perfect recipe for fan obsession. People refreshed her socials hourly, waiting for a sign, a statement, a clue that would explain the emotional chaos leaking into her content. Then Blueface finally broke his silence in the most Blueface way possible, indirectly, casually. With zero acknowledgement of the doctor's situation, whether it was a gym clip, a random lyric, or some vague quote about responsibility, fans instantly treated it like a coded message. Screenshots flew. Narrations began. People interpreted his silence and his words as simultaneous shade, which only deepened confusion. It felt like both of them were talking without talking, communicating through subtext, silence, timing, and energy. Meanwhile, Chrisean began posting lighter content, smiling clips, gratitude captions, videos of her dancing. But fans weren't fooled. They claimed the smiles looked forced, the dancing looked distracted, and the captions sounded like someone trying to convince herself that everything was okay. Emotional authenticity influencers began weighing in, saying her post felt like survival mode energy, while supporters insisted she was simply reclaiming joy after a chaotic week. But the real emotional earthquake hit when fans noticed one detail for the first time in a long while. She wasn't defending herself, not clapping back, not addressing critics, not explaining her choices. That silence, steady, intentional, unfamiliar, felt like a major shift. It felt like a woman choosing to detach from the noise and reposition herself around something deeper, something protective, something maternal. And that led fans to the biggest theory yet. Was Chrisean preparing for a new custody dynamic? The whispers became shouts. Comment sections erupted with theories that she was taking steps behind the scenes, steps to stabilize her image, her emotions, her routine. TikTok creators said she's moving different, while gossip pages claimed there's a shift happening. The narrative pivoted from chaos to consequence, as people realized this doctor incident might have triggered a much larger domino effect. By the time fans processed all of this, the emotional weight of the situation grew heavier. People started posting lengthy reflections about motherhood under pressure, about toxic co-parenting, about raising a child while the world watches your every move. The discourse matured, not into peace but into contemplation. The internet wasn't just judging anymore. It was anticipating, waiting, watching, predicting the next emotional twist. And then came the final bombshell, the twist that felt like a dramatic season finale cliffhanger. A rumor began circulating that Chrisean had made a major private decision about her life with baby Jr, something future-shaping, something that explained the emotion in her voice, the shift in her presence, and the quiet seriousness behind her recent posts. Nothing was confirmed, nothing denied, but the rumor spread because everyone could feel something changing. Suddenly, her doctor visit wasn't the scandal. It was the symptom of something bigger. A deeper internal transition, a storyline shifting direction. Fans found themselves sitting on the edge of their screens, glued to her next move, wondering what comes next in this unpredictable saga. Because one thing is clear, whatever Chrisean is stepping into, drama, healing, conflict, or evolution, it's about to reshape everything around her. If you made it through this entire emotional circus without dropping your phone, spilling your drink, or screaming into a pillow, congratulations, you officially survived another episode of Chrisean Rock's real-life reality show. But now the question that has the entire internet pacing back and forth like a Zeus reunion security guard is this: what do you think actually happened here? Was this just a harmless doctor visit gone viral, or was it the first domino in a much bigger plot twist? Because the theories are wild. Some fans are convinced she's stepping into a self-care era. Others swear she's silently preparing for a major motherhood shift. And then you've got the messy crowd, the ones who live for drama, insisting this was a subliminal move, a dig, a warning, or even a quiet setup for something that's about to drop. Whatever your theory is, don't be shy, drop it in the comments so we can overanalyze it together like licensed therapists. And while you're here trying to decode this storyline like a Marvel end credits scene, Do us a massive favor and smash that like button like it owes you money. Hit subscribe so you never miss the next dramatic twist, and turn on notifications because trust me, with Chrisean Rock, Blueface, and Baby Jr in the mix, the next viral meltdown could hit your timeline before you even finish this video. Here at Fame Flaws, we don't just report celebrity chaos, we break it apart, stir it up, season it with exaggeration, and serve it fresh and flaming hotter than a trending scandal.